Hello bros and fams, it's your boy back again with some more of the keyboard content, and for today we are taking a look at the Epomaker Dynatab 75X. So the moment we got this keyboard out of the mail, this is what caught my eyes. Well, you know, knobs and utility screens are nothing new in the custom keyboard scene nowadays, but there's not a lot of them equipped with a large screen. The most famous one is none other than the Cyberboard by Angry Miao, which is literally, I guess like it's a 3,500 ringgit board right now. And if you only have about 30% of the budget, Machenike got you with the KT68 Pro. But what if you only wanted to pay half of that? Well, this is where the Dynatab 75X comes in. So let's quickly unbox it and see what's inside. So we got the box right here. Even though it says just 75, they actually share the same packaging, I guess. The 75 is the one without the optional smart screen, as it says right here. So yeah, let's just open up and see what's inside. So we have the keyboard unit right here, the instruction manual, and I guess you have this too. You have the keycap, switch puller, and also the USB cable. It's kind of thick until I'm not sure that if you really needed this much of a thickness, but they do have kind of a cool connector instead of the standard usual USB cable. And you also have some Mac keycaps to go with it. That's about it. So to start, this is 75% keyboard, but it doesn't really adopt the conventional ones. This looks like more like a cut down version of a TKL, so to speak, because of this section right here. And since it is an exploder layout, which means no buttons are like cramped together, so if you're already familiar with TKL, then you can adopt this very quickly. And on the top right, this section right here, you have this little cover that hosts the USB dongle for the 2.4 GHz. And of course, since it is 2.4 GHz, it supports tri-mode connection, and you just kind of toggle it with this little switch right here and be done with it. And it can support Windows, iOS, Android, pretty much just the bread and butter of custom keyboard these days. Oh, by the way, it also has this large 10,000 mAh battery, so you can either enjoy ultra long usage of a one full charge or moderately if you enjoy using the screen right here. Now to the screen. I say that if it wasn't for this screen, the standard model would be quite sucky since there's nothing too unique or special about it. And I think this is basically the essence of the Dynatab 75X. So when you boot it up, just like now, you can see that you have some sort of a greeting message saying hello Epomaker, and after initializing, it defaults to any kind of layout. But I think like if you just go through any other things, it should just display whatever layout it is currently in. You have like battery percentage, you have different kinds of rainbows, you have like the clock, and you have like CPU usage. And of course, there's one of them is basically displaying what you type it in, just like that. And of course, if you don't want that, there's so many patterns to cycle through, and we'll show you some of them for the next couple of seconds. And speaking of typing, the wisteria switches is crazy smooth, and it bottoms out at just 45 grams, so I can feel the glide as I type through. Sounds like this. And for the keycaps, well, it's suspiciously close to the design of GMK DMG, but it is what it is. But if we skip that, the printing is actually very good. The consistency of the legends is like to a new level, at least for me, compared to what we reviewed last year in the likes of the EK68, for example. And in addition to that, no more the F space T meme in the shift keys anymore. It is just lined up so perfectly. Okay, so enough talking. Let's go through the stock typing test. So as expected, this is a full plastic board, so the sound will be deep, talky, and also it is filled with foams. The mods are a bit hit or miss though. For example, the right shift and the enter key, on point. But the left shift and the backspace and the spacebar, quite decent, but there is definitely still more room for improvement. Example, fixing the little ticking sound. Well, that's where the plate mounted steps are key to make the job easier though, because you just need to take off the keycaps, take off the switch, and you can just access them to tune them to your likings. So to summarize, the Epomaker Dynatab 75X can easily be the most attractive and unique piece of hardware for your setup. But does it worth that $140 price tag? Now, if you opt for the screenless version, which is the Dynatab 75, it is at $90 with half as much battery and a different set of keycaps. So I would just likely assume that doubling that battery costs about $5 to $10. Then that's a whopping $40 for this screen alone. So compared to other budget aluminum boards around the same price or even lower, it might be hard to decide where to focus your budget for your next keyboard, but I can give you a couple of directions. So do you like RGB flare over sound? Well, if that answer is yes, because you are currently using a gaming keyboard and is in a process of learning the custom keyboard scene, then I think this is a pretty cool choice to go for. But if you're already in the scene and you know like you prefer designs or even is a sound guy, I guess, this plastic board, well, it doesn't mean that it is bad. It can be light enough to be carried outside. You don't need to feel the hurt if you accidentally drop or scratch it compared to an aluminum board, and you still get to enjoy all the lights. So yeah, that's all we got to say about the Epomaker Dynatab 75X, and if you have any questions, you can leave it down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!